you ever loved someone so deeply that it felt like your very soul was tied to theirs? Only to wake up one day and realize your heart had become nothing more than a playground for someone else's pain. Imagine trusting completely, giving your heart without hesitation, believing every smile, every touch, every word, only to discover that behind it all was a quiet, calculated storm. This isn't fiction. This could happen to anyone. Maybe it's already happened to you. So before we begin, ask yourself, if your heart could speak right now, what would it say? If you've ever felt this kind of pain, or if you're curious to see where this story leads, hit that like button right now and drop a comment telling me, have you ever trusted someone who broke you? Let's talk about it. Her name was Amara, late 20s, a woman whose beauty didn't shout but whispered. There was mystery in her eyes, something both fragile and dangerous at once. Beneath her smile, scars lived, emotional ones she had never allowed to heal. On a rainy morning, she walked into Ethan's poultry farm. She came for something simple, fresh eggs. But life often hides its biggest twists in the smallest moments. Ethan was in his early 30s, strong but gentle hands, eyes that carried a calm confidence. He ran the farm with a precision born of routine. People often said his presence drew you in without trying. He was the kind of man whose silence said more than most men's speeches. Their first conversation? Ordinary to the world, unforgettable to them. Ethan noticed the way Amara lingered by the eggs, how her fingers trailed lightly over the cartons as if she was searching for something beyond eggs. When she looked up and gave him a polite smile, something clicked. Ethan thought to himself, who is she? Why does she feel so different? Just eggs, just a customer. But no, she's not just passing through. I feel it. And in that moment, Ethan fell, hard, fast, without guardrails. Amara felt something too, a warmth she hadn't expected, but behind her gentle smile, her heart whispered warnings. Don't let him in, not again, but maybe he could be the one to finally understand. No, stop it. You can't trust this. You promised yourself, never again. That evening, Amara sat with her best friend Leela, sipping tea. The rain still tapped on the window as if the storm outside had followed her home. Leela studied her face carefully, noticing the tiny spark in her friend's eyes. Amara, she said softly, I can see it. You've met someone, haven't you? Amara tried to laugh it off. It's nothing, just someone who sells eggs. But Leela wasn't fooled. She leaned in. Listen to me. Heal first. Don't carry your old pain into something new. Don't punish someone innocent for what someone else did to you. Amara's mind raced. She doesn't understand. She can't feel the hole in my chest. I gave everything once, and what did I get? Betrayal. If love is a game, maybe it's time I learn to play too. She only smiled at Leela, hiding the storm beneath. Weeks turned to months. Ethan couldn't hold back his growing feelings. With nervous courage, he asked Amara out. To his joy, she said yes. Their first date was simple, but Ethan couldn't stop replaying every detail later. The way she laughed softly, the way her eyes lit up when he listened. He thought, this is it. She's the one. She has to be. Please let this be real. At first, everything flowed easily. Long conversations, shared meals, walks that stretched into the night. And Amara, she surprised herself. She felt fleeting moments of happiness, real happiness. Her walls trembled. She even allowed herself to wonder if maybe, just maybe, she could start over. But shadows don't stay buried. He's too kind, she thought. Too open. He trusts me without question. Why does that make me want to break him? Why do I feel safer when I hurt him first, before he has the chance to hurt me? The rain outside Ethan's farm hadn't stopped in days. Neither had the storm that was slowly gathering inside Amara. This was only the beginning. Every story of love is haunted by the ghosts of what came before. For Amara, the ghosts never left. They lived inside her, whispering, pulling at every smile she tried to wear. Ethan didn't know this. He only saw a woman who had slipped into his quiet life like a forgotten melody rediscovered. But to Amara, every moment with him was a battle between two voices, one that longed for peace and one that craved control. It was a Tuesday evening when Ethan first noticed the shadows. They had been walking along the narrow road just outside his farm, fireflies dancing in the dark, their laughter filling the spaces between silence. Ethan felt the night was perfect, the kind of moment you want to freeze forever. Then, suddenly, Amara stopped. Her smile faded, her gaze fixed on something invisible, her body tensed. "Amara?" Ethan asked softly. She blinked, forcing a smile back onto her face. "Sorry, just a memory." But Ethan knew better. The way her hands trembled slightly, the way her voice thinned, it wasn't just a memory. It was a wound reopening. She carries something heavy, he thought. I can feel it, but should I ask? Or will that only push her further away? He chose silence. For now. Later that week, Amara sat alone in her apartment, phone buzzing in her hand. A message from Ethan glowed on the screen. "Dinner tomorrow. My treat." She stared at it for minutes before typing a simple yes. But after setting the phone down, her chest tightened. Memories flooded in. Memories of her ex, a man who had promised forever but delivered betrayal. The kind of betrayal that doesn't just break you, it reshapes you into someone unrecognizable. He said he loved me too, she remembered. He said I was his everything, and then he left me drowning in lies. Never again. I won't let another man hold that kind of power over me. Her reflection in the darkened window stared back, eyes filled with both longing and bitterness. Maybe I'll let Ethan love me, but I won't give him everything. Not yet. Maybe not ever. The next evening, Ethan set the table carefully, candles flickering, food warm, nerves running high. When Amara arrived, he saw the faintest hesitation in her step, but also something softer. Dinner flowed smoothly. She laughed, he listened. She teased him about the way he over-seasoned everything. For a moment, the storm inside her quieted. But when Ethan reached across the table, brushing his fingers gently over hers, Amara pulled back. Not harshly, but enough. "Sorry, I moved slow." Ethan smiled, though a small crack formed inside. "That's okay. I'll move at your pace." And he meant it, every word. But as Amara left that night, walking into the cool air, her mind whispered a different story. He's too patient. He'll wait forever if I ask him to. But what if forever is something I can't give? What if the only way to feel safe is to hurt him before he hurts me? The storm returned, darker this time. For Ethan, love felt like building something solid, brick by brick. For Amara, love felt like standing on a bridge that could collapse at any moment. And in the silence between them, the ghosts of Amara's past began to write the future neither of them saw coming. Pause for just a second. If you're feeling this story in your soul, show me some love by hitting that like button. And here's my question for you. Do you think Amara will let Ethan in, or will her past destroy everything? Drop your prediction in the comments. I want to hear what you think happens next. Every love story has a moment when the first crack appears. Sometimes it's loud, obvious, impossible to ignore. Sometimes it's quiet. So quiet that you don't notice until the whole wall comes crashing down. For Ethan and Amara, the crack came in silence. It was a Friday evening. Ethan had spent the day working the farm, his muscles aching, but his heart eager. He had planned a surprise for Amara. Nothing grand, just a basket of her favorite pastries from the small bakery in town and a walk under the stars. When he called, her voice was distant. "Hey, Amara, I'm outside your place. Thought maybe we could go for a walk." Silence stretched before her reply. "I'm busy, Ethan. Maybe another time." Her tone wasn't cruel, but it wasn't warm either. It was flat, final. Ethan forced a smile into his voice. Of course, another time. But as he drove back to the farm, pastries untouched on the seat beside him, his chest tightened. Did I push too much? Did I ask for more than she could give? Or maybe she just doesn't feel the same way.
The first crack has appeared. But cracks don't stay small forever. Will Ethan's patience heal Amara's broken heart, or will her ghosts drag them both into a storm neither can escape? Don't miss what happens next in Chapter 2. The mask begins to slip. If this story gripped you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the twists still to come. Trust me, you'll want to see where this love story goes. Share in the comments section if you have experienced something similar.